make a dinette table. If we're going to lay Formica, or Wilson art, I like to do both pieces, being the countertop and the dinette table. I like to do them both right one after the other, so that I'm not wasting paint brushes or rollers, and just just use them both on the same thing, get everything cut out, lay it out, router it out, and we're good to go. So I'm going to run into this real quick. So the main measurement that we need, because I've got a pattern for a Scotty table. I mean, really, who doesn't? I've got 4. Do you need one? The main measurement that could change, just because that's who I am. So I got these pushed up good against the wall. That's where they'll be installed. So I know they're where they're going to be. Now, to make this table and dinette seating into a bed, it has to drop down into these 2 runners right here. They're about 30 inches, these runners are. And, it'll come up to about right here, and, just wherever you feel like it. Wherever you feel like it, really. I'm not trying to tell you how to make your bed. But the measurement that we do need is the width. The width. So, between these 2, right here, is exactly 31. Exactly 31. Let me see. Got to check all the way back. All the way back. 31. Who made these? Wow. Good job. Okay, so we know that it has to be a little less than 31 because we're going to put our chrome trim. We're going to put that real sweet aluminum trim around the outside. And that's got to be about an 1/8 inch on, both sides. So we're up to a 1/4 inch. So I think that we should probably make this at maybe 30 and a half. 30 and a half will lay in there real nice. And that'll give us about, a 1/4 inch on each side, including the aluminum trim and a little air space. So we got to be very careful and get it to 30 and a half. But I'm going to go ahead and get out one of my patterns, because, right here is where that rounded potty closet is going to go. And so when you're trying to come in here and get in here, this takes away all of your butt scooting area. So on the Scotty, which I'll show you here in a little bit, the table has a little cutout on here so that you can slide in here. This side isn't made, like Jim would say, for a full-grown adult. I'm okay to get in here. You get somebody Jim's size, he's sitting on that side. He's not sitting over here. So they put that cutout in there just to make it a little bit easier. The customer, I was talking the other day, said, I want a symmetrical table. I said, you're not going to like a symmetrical table, because then nobody will be able to sit in here unless it's a 2-year-old child. Because you've got to have that little wiggle room and that cutoff. So she agreed, yes, we should go with the factory standard there. So that's what we're going to do. So remember, 30 and a half is how wide we're going to go, and that gives us our tolerance for our aluminum. Let's get started on that. Found my pattern. It's this beautiful blue one. Remember, this is just that masonite. They didn't put any Wilson art or Formica on the early years that I've seen yet. So this is that painted blue masonite. But as you can see, what I wanted to show you is on the, not the door side, see how that one is got the little rear end wiggle room right there, versus this side, it's just kind of cut the corner off just so that you don't stab yourself every time you try to sit down. So that's what we're working off of right now. Good thing about this deal is it is 90 degrees square right here and right here. So that's 2 cuts I do not have to make, which makes me happy. Now, as you remember, we measured 31, but we wanted to leave a little room. 32. And we're going to cut this down to 30 and a half. If you recall, that's what we said, 30 and a half. So I am not going to take any off of the door side because it's fine. Really, if nothing else, we'll create a little bit more rear end wiggle room. So I'm going to go ahead and just trace this to start. I don't want to... Oh, you're wondering how long is it? 33 7/8. 33 7/8. All right. So, kind of make our little curve right here. I found that's pretty close to a 5-gallon bucket. I didn't always have a pattern. Okay. Follow this guy around here, down here, all the way back to there. Now, I'm using 3/4. This is 3/4 ply. People want to sleep on it. You don't want it sagging on you, breaking. I don't think 1/2 inch would, but I feel pretty good at 3/4. Plus, my aluminum trim is 3/4. It'll fit nice. Fit nice. All right, now I got to knock off about. Let's put this guy back up here. So if we're at 32 and we got to get to 30 and a half, the math magician in me says we got to drop 1.5 inches somewhere. 1.25 at the least. So I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to go 1 3/8. I don't want to take a whole lot off. I can always come back to that. All right, 1 3/8. That kind of splits the middle between 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. I think we're going to be fine. Going to be fine. So let me line this baby up right here, on there, and on, oh, there it is. There it is. Again, rocket surgery here. Get over there. All right, now I'm just going to come down from here, recreate this whole side like that. Now, it's not like anybody's, we lost, what did we lose? I mean, it's probably going to be 1 3/8 anyway. Yeah, it is. But I mean, who's sitting out here eating anyway? You sit over here, you sit over here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go get my saw, my jigsaw. I'm going to cut this out. And then we're going to be we're going to test it. And then we can be pretty ready for Wilson art, our Formica Wilson art. I think we're there. There's about 1/4. About 1/4 maybe, 3/8. Yeah, at least on each side. Now remember, our pro tip from Jim, we never sleep this way. This is just the way it's going to be oriented to eat on it, of course up. But remember, when you're going to sleep on it, it has to go this way. Well, why? Well, if you sleep here and you go to get up, it's just like getting out of bed, isn't it? But if you do this, like this, whoopsie. Yep. So, remember, put the long side all the way across the front when you go to sleep. We're going to use Formica on this. Wilson art. Wilson art. That's what the customer chose.